Hey guys, wanted to talk today about spending a little bit of extra money on healthy meat, a little bit of extra money on healthy vegetables, and why that's important. Or if we're not willing to spend that extra money or can't, then how to best go about prioritizing, what we get through our different choices for meat and for vegetables. So first off, why do we want to eat organic, grass-fed, cage-free, no antibiotic, free range, no pesticides sprayed on our vegetables type of stuff? So really all it comes down to is if we're eating a healthy animal or eating a healthy plant, we're going to be a healthy human. We're going to get the benefits from that and the trickle-down effects from either having a healthy animal that we're eating or healthy plants, or an unhealthy animal or a healthy plant. We're going to get some of the benefits or the negative side effects from that. When it comes to meat, we want to shoot for grass-fed, free-range, wild-caught fish. When it comes to eggs, cage-free, organic, whenever possible, for a few different reasons. The omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, we in our diet need omega-3 and omega-6, and we want to get about a 1-to-1 ratio, or at least close to that. Whereas when we eat a lot of processed foods or eat unhealthy conventionally fed animals, there's going to be way more omega-6 in our diet, and that can cause issues both with health and with body composition. So if we eat a healthier animal, they're going to have an equal omega-3 to omega-6 ratio or close to it, and then we're in turn going to also get the benefits from that. There's going to be more vitamins and minerals on those, cage-free eggs that are chickens that are able to, go out and eat bugs and have a little bit more balance to the diet. When we talk about, meat, grass-fed beef, anything like that, there's going to be a little bit more vitamins and minerals. But most important, we're going to be eating a healthier animal. So when it comes to conventionally fed meat, whether it's beef or other aspects, if it's a grain-fed animal, all the farmer's really worried about is trying to get that animal as large as possible, as quick as possible, and they don't need that long to do it if they feed them through grain. So that animal might be really sick and unhealthy, but they can kind of just pump them full of antibiotics and get away with having that animal be fattened up very quickly. And even if it is sick, they just need to keep it alive long enough to get big enough to sell it. So if we're able to, we always want to go for that grass-fed, free-range, wild-caught fish type of meat. But if you're not able to, then what I want you to think about is the toxins of an animal are stored in the fat. So if you're not able to go grass-fed, free-range, then I would definitely lean more towards a leaner cut of meat, especially when it comes to like fattier, like beef or anything like that. There's going to be way more of the toxins stored in the fat, so we can get away with a little bit of unhealthier animal if we don't eat that fat. If we're draining the fat, if we're cutting it off on our meat. But I would definitely recommend, if at all possible, going for that grass-fed, free-range, wild-caught, organic, so that we can just not worry about that. We can get a lot of our healthy fat from that. When it comes to fruits and vegetables, getting them organic, there's going to be two main reasons why that's going to be important, or not important for some fruits and vegetables. First off, organic fruits and veggies are going to be more nutrient dense. There's a decent amount of difference, so you're going to get more vitamins and minerals with an organic plant. But way more important is pesticides when it comes to fruits and veggies. So there's a lot of new studies coming out, a lot of new data out there with Roundup and some other pesticides that are causing a lot of issues, causing people to get cancer, causing some other health issues. We just really want to stay away from pesticides whenever possible. So when we're looking at which foods we need to buy organic and not organic, I made a quick list here, but you can do more research on your own. There's a lot of information out there. Some of the things that we need to get organic would be apples, berries, leafy greens, so lettuce, spinach, kale, stuff like that. Baby foods, since babies aren't going to do a very good job of being able to process any sort of pesticides that they intake. It's going to be way more important. And then dairy. I know we're not necessarily recommending dairy on this challenge, but afterwards, if you do bring it back in, especially butter, we want to get organic whenever possible. Some of the things that aren't as big of a deal, so I wrote no big deal. Coconut, or really any form, coconut oil, onions, avocados, asparagus, sweet potatoes. When we start to look what's important over here to get organic and what's not important, I really just want you to think of how a plant is grown. So if you take lettuce or berries or apples, we're eating the outside of the plant. So like on an apple, it's sprayed really heavily with pesticides to make sure that bugs don't eat it and ruin the fruit. So we're actually eating the outside of the apple right there. Same thing with berries, same thing with leafy greens. Whereas over here, things like onions, avocados, sweet potatoes. We're not actually eating the outside of it necessarily, especially on like, coconut, onions, and avocados. So it has almost like a protective layer. When it comes to like sweet potatoes, it's being grown in the ground, so you don't really have to spray pesticides on it. So simple as that. When you think about what you're buying, organic or not organic, just think about if there's a lot of pesticides that are sprayed on it. Think about if we eat the outside of that plant or not, and then it's going to tell you how much pesticides you're going to get if you have, not an organic plant. Try to keep it simple, guys. Let us know if you have any questions, and keep up the good work.